is the first Monday in February, and I'm so excited about it. I am just so excited about it because today is an awesome day. So I'm super happy to see you. I think you're awesome. Oh, look, I'm live. So I have to tell everybody else I'm live too. Awesome sauce. It's a beautiful day here in the lovely and fabulous Corvallis, Oregon. I just got the phone with someone who I hope I get to work with forever and ever. I'm really excited. Write post. Oh, I would like to change who's writing the post. Change the post. No, never mind. Oh, this is too complicated. Okay, hi, how's it going? So I just got off the phone with a really amazing person. I'm super excited. I have already taken the car to the dealership to get lubed. I love the word lube. I have taken the potato to the vet. He's gotten his shots. He's super good to go. I have done all the things. I've done a load of laundry. Yay, go me. I'm super excited. I've made people angry. It's just a banner day. So it's super great to see you all. I hope you are having a delightful Monday yourselves. It's a new moon, so it's all the time for creation and germination and all of the things we want to for the next week, just really kicking up the new birth of the new ideas. So yeah, so I am trying to really figure out where to get started first. So I think I want to get started talking about how I used to be really afraid to tell people what I thought. So when I was a young whippersnapper in my first years of high school, I had a really hard time telling people how I felt. Hey, look, I am live. Okay, now I have done it. I've posted that I am live. Okay, so I had a really complicated time telling people how I felt. And so I started reading Ms. Magazine. And I'm live. Come watch. See? So anyway, I used to have a really hard time telling people how I felt. And so mostly it was because there was a lot of chaos in my home. And I was really afraid that if I talked about the chaos in my home, that shit would hit the fan and stuff would go horribly wrong and blah, blah, blah. So I found Ms. Magazine and I decided to start using my voice. And that's when I was like 16 and I was like, fuck it. And nobody's going to like me anyway. I may as well use my voice. And so, but for me, using my voice was really dangerous because if I like told my mom exactly how I felt, that wouldn't go over very well. And if I told my parents how I really felt, that wouldn't go over very well. And so there's a lot of complication around all of those things. So I really have decided that it is my pure mission to use my voice. And it also is my mission to help other women use their voice and find their voice in all the things. So sort of women who are like, I'm just fucking done with all the shit. That's what I'm talking about here. So I posted a tweet that I am going to pull up on the Twitters because I posted this tweet. I retweeted this tweet and then I took a screenshot of it and I posted it on the Facebooks. And I made a lot of people really, really, really stinking angry with it. And I offended a lot of people. And I ended up in a couple of conversations privately about this tweet. So hold on, I gotta find it because it wasn't pulled up because I'm ridiculous. But it was this tweet from the Horse Whisperer, who I follow on Twitter, who's super awesome. And it was about abortion and nipples, which is why I found it to be incredibly hilarious. And it was, men have, I have to read it because it's perfect the way it's written. Oh, you know what? Duh. It's screenshotted on my phone. Silly me. So it says, opinions about abortion are a lot like nipples. Men's are entirely useless. So I got pushback from multiple people about this. Some of the pushback was Men's nipples are not like useless because I get turned on when people touch my nipples. And so I think that's awesome. And some of the pushback was, this is just offensive. Men, of course, totally get to have an opinion about abortion. And then my husband was like, I can't believe you're saying this because I should totally have a say in whether or not my partner gets an abortion. And I mean, it wasn't just like people I expected to get upset. It was like random people were getting they were so offended by this tweet about men's nipples. So it forced me to really think a couple of thoughts and have a couple of feelings about it. Hey, Trish Walker, how are you? So I have a couple of thoughts and feelings about nipples and abortion. And it goes something like this. I understand that you were offended by my tweet. And it wasn't my tweet. I retweeted somebody else's words, okay? Because I actually snorted and may have spit out some liquid out of my mouth when I read it because I thought it was so funny. And let me tell you why I believe this tweet makes perfect sense. Because when we are talking about abortion, and when we are talking about banning abortion, and when we are talking about taking away the right to abortion and bodily autonomy, what we are discussing here is whether or not a male legislator, should be able to regulate a woman's body in such a way when he can't feed the baby that will inevitably result from the lack of the abortion. So to be clear, the intent of the tweet was not to say that men's feels about abortion are not valid. The tweet said men's nipples are irrelevant because they can't feed the babies. And so therefore, they should not be allowed to regulate our bodies. That is the point. Now, if you are in a relationship with a woman and you find yourselves pregnant with an unintended pregnancy, surprise! You have to have a conversation with your partner, of course. Do we keep the baby? Do we give the baby up for adoption? Or do we get an abortion? And of course, yes, please, by all means, men, be part of that conversation. Absolutely. You should totally be part of that conversation unless you're an asshole. And then if you're an asshole, you shouldn't be. Because the bottom line at the end of the day is it's still my body. I still get to have a decision about what happens to my body. And so while I full on understand why you all are offended, this goes back to the conversation I had with Soraya Shmali on last Monday, a week ago today. And it is this. There is this whole thing in America where women are expected to make everybody feel comfortable about things that are uncomfortable. And in 2019, women don't have to make everybody feel comfortable about things that make them feel uncomfortable. Okay? And so women don't need to make I don't need to make everybody feel comfortable about the comparison to abortion and nipples. I just really don't. I don't have to because that's not my job. It's not my job to make people comfortable. It is my job to raise issues in a way that I think will push the envelope so that people can understand what's happening in the world. Hello, Jennifer Collins. How are you? So I really want to be clear that women should not be forced to make people feel comfortable about things that they find to be amusing. And that leads me to a comparison with the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. For those of you that have not watched the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, may I recommend that you do so? Because one of the things that happens in the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is repeatedly she is told she's not allowed to be funny because women are offensive when they're funny. And now I understand that the show takes place in the 50s and 60s and blah, blah, blah. But that's no different than today. Women are still getting in trouble for trying to be funny. They still get shit on for trying to be funny. And women aren't allowed to be funny. And I think the horse whisperer and what she said about abortions and nipples was funny. Back to my point, I spit liquid out of my mouth. I actually giggle snorted. I thought it was hilarious. And now I have been told that that's not funny. So my other theory about all of this is that when we say something about men and what they are allowed to do and how they are allowed to express themselves, we get in trouble as women. But when men say, oh no, ladies, hold the phone. You can't say that. You can't do that. You're not allowed to have an opinion about that. We're supposed to acquiesce, right? But when men are silenced, it makes everybody mad. It makes women mad. It makes men mad. It makes everybody mad. And it's that discomfort that I was talking about with Soraya last Monday. Like, there is this discomfort because women are supposed to, we are the comforters. We make people feel squishy and loved, and we put blankets over them, and we tuck people in at night, and we make them yummy soup when they're sick. Women are supposed to bring comfort. And so when we make people uncomfortable, it causes this cognitive dissonance that fucks people up. And that's what happened with the nipples. That is forever. This chapter in my book is called What Happened with the Nipples. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. The last point I would like to make about the fact that I got so much pushback about the retweeting the tweet. I didn't even get shit on Twitter. It was all on Facebook. About posting a screenshot of the tweet. Opinions about abortion are a lot like nipples. Men's are entirely useless, is this. The only way you keep a dictatorship in power is by allowing it to split us apart into boxes. So if we create a world, which, oh, by the way, has been created by Fox News, this all or nothing, black or white, everything is this or it's this, there's no room for any grayness. If we continue to create a world online or in person where we pit theoretical allies against each other, then we will continue to experience dictatorships in the presidency. We are going to continue to experience men being elected to office who want to take away bodily autonomy from women and LGBT people and people of color. If we continue to have this schism, even among our own groups, and not allow grace and space for people to have their own opinion about abortions and nipples, then we are going to continue to have people elected to office who want to shame us, who want to kill us, and who want to keep us from being able to make decisions about our bodies as women, as LGBT people, and as people of color. So if we want to continue to create a world where we pit theoretical allies against each other, fine, by all means. But that is not the world that Missy Bird wants to live in, and I am damn tired of being told that that's the world that I have to live in. So if you want to get involved with more shenanigans, I have lots of opportunities to do that. My favorite way currently of doing that is my Fanning the Flames online workshop, which, let me just say, if you are afraid of using your voice, if you have something to say that you have been dying to say, and if you have no idea how to start and no tools in your toolbox, then Fanning the Flames Online is totally for you. $97, 5 modules, 5 videos, me all the time, access to me by email anytime you want it. It's yours forever to keep. 5 workbooks, 5 videos, $97. You can't go wrong with Fanning the Flames Online. I'll put a link in the comments. I think you're all fucking awesome. Go out and raise some hell. Oh my God. On Friday, the 8th, hey Liz Irish, on Friday, the 8th of February, Imani Gonda and Jessica Piccolo from Rewire News, journalists from Rewire News, the biggest, most badass women on the planet, are going to be my guests on Facebook Live. So don't miss Fuck Shit Up Friday. This Friday on the 8th of February, 2019. Don't miss it. It's going to be magic. Talk to you later. Bye.